Next up, talking about on the theme of getting the next million users, we hear a lot about usability in crypto projects, and sort of what does that mean, and kind of what are the trade-offs that come with it. So next up is Taylor Monahan from MyCrypto, who's going to be talking about the trade-offs and the impossible balance between usability and scalability, or security. Sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, everyone. All right, awesome. So, yeah, as he said, we're going to talk about balancing security with usability, and especially in this space, it's so hard, and it is so important that we get this right because as we'll go into, cryptocurrency is just simply different. And so I know we focus a lot on usability, we focus a lot on user experience, we focus a lot on design. But as we do so, we also have to keep in mind that it's our job as product creators to keep our users safe and secure and their assets secure, even if we're not taking custody of those assets. So this is one of my favorite quotes ever. It's from Jameson Lopp. And he said, the most secure solution is one where you create a private key, you send your money to it, and then you immediately throw it away so that literally no one can ever access that crypto or steal that crypto. And it's brilliant because it really emphasizes, this is a spectrum, right? And this is the very, very end of that security spectrum. This is as secure as you can get, but it's also completely unusable. Like literally, you can't access your money either. And so you can also, on the flip side of it, talk about usability. The most usable sort of solution would be one where literally everyone has your private key and anyone, without even thinking about it, can send your money around. Unfortunately, that would probably result in your money being stolen, so that's not secure whatsoever. And so what we're trying to do when we're dealing with cryptocurrency and blockchain is we're trying to find the balance. We're trying to ensure that people can be secure, their money can be safe, but they can actually use these products that we're building and they can interact with the blockchain. So to back up a little bit, today, when we talk about people using our products, what are they expecting? What are they used to? First off, they're really, really used to logging in with a username and a password. Every traditional service, every traditional app has this sort of form. It's instantly recognizable. This is what people are used to. And they're also really used to being able to easily access and recover their account. So the forgot password, forgot username, forgot emails, you can literally forget anything and through one mechanism or another, recover that access. Another great one is people are really expecting someone, some external party, to fix it when it goes wrong. Whether that's a customer support agent, whether that's the little chat box in the lower right-hand corner, whatever it is, if something goes wrong, people are expecting someone else to come in and save the day. And a really interesting one that we don't really think about a lot is this: banks today have this amazing ability to not only sort of block transactions that are fraudulent or reverse them after you've like notified them of a fraudulent transaction, but they're actually like preemptively detecting when your card is frauded. So I don't know if you guys have had this experience. Maybe you lose your card, maybe the number's stolen, whatever. Your bank will send you a text or an email and they'll be like, hey, we think this is a fraudulent card. And when that happens, we build up these expectations that if my card is stolen, my account is accessed without permission, no matter what happens, there's always someone that's going to come in and save the day. They're going to detect this for me, and there's nothing on my end that I have to do in this situation. And obviously, unfortunately, when we're dealing with cryptocurrencies, that simply isn't the case. And the last one is that people are not used to this concept of forever or this concept of permanence. So when you write something to the blockchain, not only can you not reverse it or undo it, but it's there forever. And we've seen this a lot with Peepith, which is like a microblogging Twitter sort of alternative on the blockchain, is people suddenly, when they're confronted with the fact that their tweet or their peep is going to be stored on the blockchain forever, they suddenly become very hesitant. They're like, wait, what does that actually mean? I can't delete it, I can't edit it. And that sort of induces fear, and it also breaks down the confidence in users. So whether you're dealing with a dApp, information, data, or you're dealing on the financial side. These are big sort of expectations that we're literally just like removing completely. So why exactly is this decentralized Web3 world so different? First, all of our dApps and everything that we're building are putting users in full control, right? And this is empowering. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to take the power away from the centralized banks, the centralized governments. We're trying to give it to the individuals. Unfortunately, in not all cases do these individuals want all of the power. Additionally, we are usually dealing with real monetary value. And with that real monetary value, there's no undo buttons, there's no password resets, you can't reverse transactions, and again, there's no central fixer who's gonna rush in and save the day if you make a mistake, or your account gets compromised, or someone steals your money, or whatever it is. And we love, love, love talking about being your own bank. And for most people in this room, that is an empowering and exciting concept. But what being your own bank, what that phrase doesn't encapsulate is the fact that you are also now your own security force. You're also now your own risk manager. You are now in charge of every single department in that bank. It's not just as fun as, oh, I'm going to hold my own money and nobody can stop me. It's also, I have to secure that money. I have to make responsible decisions. I have to do all of these different things. And it may not be, being your own security force is definitely not as exciting as being your own bank makes it out to be. So, what should we keep in mind as we are all building this decentralized future? And this applies to everyone. This is not coders, this is not marketers, this is not product people, this is literally everyone. Even if you are just a user of a product, if you are just super, super interested in this space, you have the power to contribute your ideas and your thoughts. You have the power to question the people building these products, and you have the ability to shape the future as it's being built right now. So, first off, people expect the same easy experience that they currently have. Okay, that means that their Uber app, their Airbnb app, their bank, that's what they expect. And if it's different, which it is, you're going to have to adjust those expectations or deal with the consequences. Another big, big, big one is that cryptocurrency is unique in the fact that stealing this sort of single string of characters, stealing access to your account, has really, really, really direct ROI for these attackers. And so whether you are a central exchange that is holding everyone's money, or whether you're an individual just holding your own money, the attackers are out there and they will do literally anything to get their hands on that money. So if you've been in the space for any amount of time, you've seen the numerous hacks on exchanges. You've seen the Twitter giveaway scams. You've seen the phishing sites, the phishing emails. They will become increasingly creative, and they will do just about anything in order to get access to this money. And then the last thing that we really need to keep in mind is that as we talk about the user experience, we need to keep in mind that that's not just pretty buttons and glorious graphics and cute illustrations that jump and pop and do all these amazing things when you open the page. The user experience is what people experience as they're interacting with the blockchain. And if people are losing their money, whether that's by accident, by fraud, or by just direct theft, that is the worst user experience. It doesn't matter how many glorious buttons you have, their money is gone and they are not having a good experience with the blockchain. So let's ask the hard question. How do we find the perfect balance between usability and security? How can we not go too far on the usability end, and how can we not go too far on the security end? And I'm sorry to say, but there is no one-size-fits-all solution. We need a number of different products that are targeting a number of different target audiences that will satisfy the needs of everyone. Every single person has different expectations and they have different needs. They also have different technical abilities. They also have different desires in terms of not only what they're expecting, but what they're demanding from you. And this is why I'm not one of those people that's like, every single solution needs to be a completely 100% decentralized, non-custodial solution. We need the whole spectrum of stuff. We need the fiat on-ramps. We need the people and the funds that are going to hold and manage people's money. We need the wallets like mine, like MyCrypto, that is that non-custodial, decentralized solution. And together, this is going to form the ecosystem that allows the masses to get in. Because for most people, like myself, I didn't start 100% decentralized. I started like most people with Coinbase. And so as we do this and as we build these products, find the target audience that works for you and target them. Don't try to build for literally every single person, and build the best solution for them, and work on educating them about your product. And then as you're building, just remember that people will always use your application in unexpected ways. They will do what you're least prepared for. So as I said previously, you want to know your target audience. You want to build for your target audience, but you also want to be aware that your target audience may not be the one that actually ends up using your product, and even your target audience that is using your product probably won't use it in the way that you're expecting. So as we're building, these are kind of overcoming challenges, right? We have to be better and strive to be better. We have to know all the things that we're up against. We have to realize and understand that these are hard problems to solve. And then what can we do about it? So the first one is, as you are just starting out and you have an idea for a product or an idea for an application, share your idea. Do not hide behind NDAs. Do not have this misconception that everyone in the world is going to steal your idea. Share your idea, talk to people, validate it, and when people ask questions or have feedback, don't just push it away and be like, oh, they don't get it. If they don't understand it or they don't get it, everyone is going to have that same thing. And this goes hand in hand with my next big point, which is do not build in a silo. Okay? These companies that are sitting around in their little teams, building and sharing the idea only within themselves, you have no idea how your users are going to use your product. If you do not ship and you do not give people access to your products, you will never know what needs to be fixed, whether that's on the security side, the usability side, or some other side. Okay? Like I said, everything that your users do will be unexpected. And the only way to start to expect those things is by having people use your product and tell you, this is how I'm using it. This is what I'm doing. And for that reason, I would recommend that everyone ships early. Okay? If you ship so late that you have the most perfect polished product, only to learn that this perfect polished product isn't serving anyone, it doesn't address the needs of the market, it doesn't address the needs of my users, you're going to have to go back to the drawing board anyway. So all you did was waste a lot of time. So ship early, and then talk to your freaking users every single day. When I first started working in this space, I lived in the support inbox, which was a Gmail address. I lived on Twitter, I lived on Facebook, and I talked to people that were using my product every single day. And by doing this, I really understood what they were struggling with. I understood and I felt their pain when they lost money. I understood and I felt their pain when they were confused and intimidated by this space. And I also lived and relished in their successes. When I would talk to a new user who successfully got into this space and said, I did it, I got it, it's in my own wallet, I have it now. That gives me immense pride and joy. Like, it's the best feeling in the world when your product and something that you have built, right, allows someone to successfully hold and manage their own cryptocurrency. But if you're not living in that support inbox, if you're not talking to your users, you have no idea what's going on. You are living in a very delusional little world that you've built for yourself. And then, as your users are using your product in unexpected ways, and as you're learning about how people are understanding the concepts that you're throwing at them, and as you're understanding where the usability flaws are, or the security flaws are, you have to react fast, right? This doesn't mean you have to completely pivot, but it means that when you notice a number of users not saving their private key properly, instead of just being like, oh, well, they're dumb, or, oh, they don't get it, you say, how can I improve the product? What changes can I make? Is it the messaging? Do we not have enough education? Is there something to the user flow? Is there something about the design? What can we do to ensure that people take the right actions? And one thing that we learned while building was that if we do not force users down like the proper path, they won't go down that path on their own. And so the original version of our UI, it basically would just like spit out the private key and address at the user. And it was so usable, it was so great, it was so fast, but people never saved their private keys. So one thing that we did was, okay, we're noticing this issue, we're gonna force them down a flow that makes sure they back up their key, and then they can continue on. And by doing this fast, I have no idea how much money we save, but it feels good to know at least, we could have done it right the first time, but as soon as we learned about it, we were able to change that flow very, very quickly. And so, lastly, we love to spend money on design. We love the UX researchers, we love the designers, we love the UI. It's tangible, right? It's very easy to allocate a budget to design, but we also need to allocate an equal amount of budget to security. And the reason for that is this, and I've heard this in real life a few times now. If my user experience is so bad, if my design is so bad that I don't have any users whatsoever, then does it actually matter if it's insecure? Okay? And my response to this is, if your product is so well designed and literally has all the users, but they end up losing their money because your app is insecure, can you really say that your product is good, that your user experience is good? Okay? On both ends, you have to have it. You have to have the security, you have to have the adherence to safety, but you also have to have the design. And that's why I say equal parts is good. Okay? Do the bug bounties, do the security audits, have experts on your team that are solely dedicated to understanding where people are being unsafe or what parts of your application are unsafe. And then also do all the fun stuff like glorious, pretty buttons. And the key is that this balance is hard. This, as like a product person or a person running a company or a person building anything in this space, this is the magic, right? If you manage to find that perfect balance for your product, then you are a magician. And just FYI, if you're building a product in this space, you're already a magician. You may be a really bad one, but you'll get there as long as you keep trying. Okay, I have hopes for this space. And then I just want to remind people that experimentation, and especially in environments like this, like hackathons, is really, really valuable. And I see a lot of people get hung up on both the UX side of things, but also the security side of things. And sometimes it can be intimidating. Like you feel like you can't even pursue an idea or play with an idea or see if an idea can come to fruition because you don't have any idea how to make it 100% secure or 100% usable. And the reality is that everyone has to start somewhere. And so don't get too hung up on these huge picture, long-term things. Just start and take iterative steps every single day. You will never learn as much as you learn when you start building for actual people. So I really just want to reiterate this. Talk to people, build for people, talk to more people, react to how people use your product, and most of all, coming from someone who builds products for people, save people from themselves. Because at the end of the day, this entire decentralized future that we are building is about people. Okay? It's not just about the security or the usability or any of the other BS. It is about people. We're building products for people with people. We're trying to shape the world that everyone lives in. And a good reminder that the people that are building these products, the people that will end up changing the world, the people that end up affecting other people, they don't always set out to do so. When I started my Ether wallet, it was not a company, it was not a long-term plan, it was not a polished product, it was literally a tool that people could use for now. And today at MyCrypto, we have an amazing team of people who work from the infrastructure side, the security side, the design side, the marketing side, the operation side, the technical side, and everything in between to build the most remarkable product that can help people access the blockchain easier. Okay? If I had known years ago that where I would be on stage right here, talking to all of you, surrounded by amazing people, surrounded by my team members, I probably would have laughed in your face. I would have never believed you because I was just building like a little open source tool that people could use like right now. So the amount that you can grow and the amount of traction that your product can gain and the amount of the effect that you can have on the people around you and the world around you, it's up to you. Start somewhere, solve a little problem, and go from there and let the world take you. And one thing that I always remind people in this space, because it does seem to be very technical still, right? A lot of people think that it's only the technical people that can contribute. The reality is that this space needs everyone. We need literally everyone helping improving our products. We need everyone to help the ecosystem. We need people that come from diverse backgrounds, that have different experiences. We need people who can build and then can also communicate and tell people why this is valuable. We need everyone. And so if you're sitting here and you're not already in this space, or you have one foot in this space, I want you to think about what unique skills do you have? What are the experiences that you have that you can contribute to this world? Because it's not just the coders that are going to make this successful. It's literally everyone. If the decentralized future is going to affect the entire world, then the people building these products need to also reflect the entire world. And PS, if you want to work for MyCrypto, there's an email. It's called Jobs at MyCrypto. I check it every single day, and we're always hiring amazing people to be part of our team. And that's it. I just want to say thank you so much. You guys are amazing, and thank you, Denver.